Okay, imagine this. You're right in the middle of a big design project. Or maybe, finally getting around to that living room makeover you planned. You need just one more roll of that perfect stone gray wallpaper. Simple, right? So you reorder it, it arrives, you eagerly unroll it, and just wait a second. This isn't stone gray. It's definitely got a blue tint, like an ash blue. Your client sees it immediately. You certainly see it. And suddenly, what should have been easy is, well, it's a full-blown crisis. Time, money, stress.
Yeah.
This specific problem, color inconsistency in wallpaper, it seems niche maybe, but it has surprisingly big ripple effects. And that's what we're diving into today. Our source is a message from the CEO at RunpWell Decor, and it really cuts to the chase. It argues there's this hidden weak spot undermining trust, reputations, project timelines, you name it, right across the global wallpaper scene. And it points the finger at something often overlooked: warehousing, inventory control. So our mission today is to explore the real costs of this color chaos and look at how one company says they've cracked it with a unique solution. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's fascinating because the damage, it goes so much further than just, oh, the color's a bit off. It's not just aesthetics. The CEO's message really details these, like, real-world impacts. They're costly. When a reorder doesn't match the first batch, it's not just a hassle. It's a trust issue. It can sour a relationship with a customer. Makes future business much harder.
Right. They might not complain loudly, but they just won't come back.
Exactly. Or worse, they tell others. And for designers, contractors, it's a direct hit to their vision, their credibility. Suddenly, they look unprofessional.
And the knock-on effects.
Oh, definitely. Project delays pile up, missed deadlines in construction.
Yeah.
That can mean actual financial penalties.
Ouch.
And think about online sales.
Yep.
E-commerce.
Ah.
Bad reviews about color inconsistency.
Yeah.
That tanks your ratings. Less visibility. It's a spiral.
So you're paying for reprints, maybe rush shipping to fix it, rescheduling workers.
All those hidden costs, they add up incredibly fast, especially on tight margins.
Yeah.
These aren't just like minor operational glitches. The source frames them as serious strategic risks.
Wow. That really puts it in perspective and makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, if you're a pro relying on a supply chain or even just tackling a big home project yourself, that kind of unpredictability, it's not just annoying. It could completely derail things, your reputation, your budget, everything. So given how widespread this pain seems to be, why is it still such a problem? Why haven't manufacturers just, fixed it?
Well, according to the source, the root cause is surprisingly simple, actually. Most wallpaper companies, they don't own their warehouses. They rely on outside companies, third-party logistics providers, 3PLs.
Okay, so outsourcing, what's the issue there?
Well, these 3PLs, they handle lots of different products. Wallpaper is just another SKU, another box to them. So they might mix batches from different production dates without a second thought about, those subtle color differences.
Because it's not their primary concern.
Exactly. And storage conditions, often not ideal. Temperature swings can affect materials over time, right?
Yeah.
Like paint or sensitive dyes.
Makes sense.
And critically, there's often no joined-up digital tracking. The factory system doesn't talk to the warehouse system properly. It's disconnected. The RunpWell CEO puts it really bluntly. He says, once your product leaves the factory, it's out of their hands. And that's where things fall apart.
That phrase really hits home. It pinpoints that gap, that lack of control.
It's that critical handoff where the precision just gets lost.
Okay, so that's the problem with the standard approach. How does RunpWell claim to be different? They talk about managing everything from printing to packaging to warehousing and delivery. How does that work in practice?
Right. This is where they really draw the line between themselves and what they call the industry standard. It's about vertical control. So instead of using those outsourced 3PLs, RunpWell has its own warehouses, physically attached to their factories.
Okay, direct control.
Exactly. And they don't just hope for the best on color. They offer a guaranteed 95% plus consistency. They mention their own tech for this no-fade XUV color control.
The guarantee. That's bold.
It is. And the tracking, instead of manual logs or separate systems, they use an AI-powered system, an MES, tracking every single roll, every order.
Wow, down to the roll level.
Apparently so, which lets them promise 1% accuracy on reorders, even if it's months later. That's a huge claim compared to the usual batch lottery.
Definitely.
What? Climate control. They say it's standard in their facilities, which is apparently rare elsewhere.
Right. You mentioned temperature swings before.
Yeah. And the big one, integration. Their production system and their storage system. They're linked. One continuous flow of information, not separate silos.
So it's a whole system designed around preventing that color shift problem. And this isn't just a small pilot project, is it? The source mentions scale.
No, not at all. They talk about 4 cell phone manufacturing bases in China and over 15 vertically integrated supply chains.
15, that's significant.
It is. They claim it gives them unmatched flexibility and control. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because this setup isn't just about making things run smoothly internally. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it creates real, measurable value for their customers all over the world.
How so for different types of buyers?
Exactly. Think about retailers, distributors. For them, it means fewer returns, happier customers, which leads to better online reviews, right?
Hmm.
And inventory planning becomes more predictable, less guesswork.
Okay, that makes sense. Less risk for them.
Then you've got the designers and contractors, the big benefit. No more anxiety about batch mismatches. Confidence that a reorder will actually match.
Peace of mind, basically.
Totally. Faster turnarounds become possible on tight jobs,
Hmm.
and they don't have to keep explaining slight color shifts to their clients, which can be awkward.
Yeah, I can imagine that conversation.
And for the big online sellers, the global e-commerce guys,
Yeah.
fewer disputes over color, higher store ratings because the product is consistent, stable listings. It smooths out their operations too.
So it addresses pain points across the whole spectrum of buyers. And it sounds like they're tailoring this globally, too, not just a one-size-fits-all approach.
That's right. They mentioned supporting markets with local speed, using regional warehouses and specific strategies.
Like what?
Well, for North America, they talk about fast-track support for OEM partners, helping companies like Amazon, Wayfair, Walmart get quality products under their own brands quickly,
So white labeling, essentially, but with guaranteed consistency.
pretty much. Then in Europe, especially design-focused places like Germany, Scandinavia, they offer color-certified production to meet those really high aesthetic demands.
Tailored for specific market needs.
Yep. Middle East, Southeast Asia warehouse hubs geared for massive hospitality projects. Big hotels, resorts. Scale is key there.
Right, huge volumes needed.
And even places like Australia, South America, they mention climate-specific storage, dealing with humidity, dryness, things that can mess with materials locally.
It sounds incredibly thorough, like they've really thought about the whole journey, end to end, region by region.
The overall promise seems to be, no matter where you are, what you're using it for, commercial, home DIY, what you see is what you get, every time.
Trying to eliminate that ash blue surprise entirely.
That seems to be the goal. And this raises an important question. The CEO's final comment in the source is quite provocative. They basically say that all the usual excuses you hear for color problems, oh, it's your screen settings, it's the lighting in the room, slight dial-out variations are normal. They argue those are just symptoms.
Symptoms of what?
Symptoms of a lack of control. They insist the real fix, the only fundamental solution, is that full vertical control. Printing, warehousing, deliveries, the whole chain. Their point is, if your supplier doesn't control where and how your product is stored after it's made, they simply can't guarantee its color integrity, no matter how good the print was initially.
That's a powerful closing argument. It really frames warehousing not as just logistics, but as a critical part of quality control itself. And, looking at this deep dive into just wallpaper color, it really highlights a much bigger idea for all of us, doesn't it? The absolute importance of understanding and maybe controlling the entire supply chain. Even the bits that seem minor, like storage, it really makes you wonder, where else does this happen? What other products, other industries might have these hidden weak points in logistics or warehousing that quietly mess with quality? Maybe it's in, I don't know, pharmaceuticals, temperature-sensitive drugs, or high-tech components. It's definitely something to think about how often the biggest issues come from those overlooked steps in the process, silently causing problems until it's obvious. Taking this deep dive has certainly been eye-opening on that front. Understanding these complex chain reactions is crucial.